Hi there, my name is Kudabear. I've been playing Runescape on and off since 2005. During that time I've played lots of restricted accounts, but I've never played the game as it was intended since 2011. Now, I'm seeking to change that by building a main to endgame content as fast as possible using routing and macro efficiency. Welcome back to Macro Efficient Main. Hello and welcome back to episode 16 of Macro Efficient Main. It's been a while, so if you need a reminder of where we've been, I definitely recommend clicking the playlist in the upper right. In the last episode though, we completed one of the first major endgame quests, being Monkey Madness 2, and in this episode we'll continue forward with some more. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Hey, would you look at that? It's another Questcape requirement knocked out pretty much entirely in the background. I love doing this kind of thing. Really, the reason this happened is because I've been working a lot on Time Traveler as my primary focus, and this was a nice AFK grind to do, so I got it knocked out behind the scenes. And we have one more requirement for Song of the Elves taken care of. That said, the time has not been lost on me, and I am very much ready to get back into this grind to get this Questcape. We are so close, and there's just a couple of things to wrap up. I can't wait. There's just a handful of quests left to do as well. So what I wound up doing for woodcutting was I was actually doing the Solstep cutting method, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's mostly the fastest method that you can do for a mid-game training method that's not like 1.5 ticking teaks, which I failed to do at any sort of efficiency. But moreover, you also gain these fossils passively. When cleaned and added to the Varrock Museum, they actually give experience lamps, which will help us with the progress on our other skills. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these cleaned up, and then we can see how much experience that getting 70 woodcutting will get us. Looks like I got about 9 lamps from this process, which is really good, considering this is basically just free bonus experience from getting my woodcutting grind done anyway. I'm going to go ahead and throw these onto agility, which I know is not that efficient in the big term. They should probably be on rune crafting, honestly, but based on the fact that I'm trying to get the Questcape as fast as possible, agility is the slowest skill that I have left, so I'll be putting them onto there. It is a good amount of experience though, so I would sort of rather have this onto rune crafting, but agility is going to benefit me a lot more in the short term. So there we go. Looks like it was around about 30,000 experience, which is really nice. Almost 69 from that already, and I only need 70, so we're almost there. So next up, I actually want to do a grind that is really optional for the Questcape and honestly not that useful because I only need 60 thieving for the grind. But I'm going to go ahead and get the Rogue's outfit from the Rogue's Den. The reason I want to do this is because I need some agility and thieving experience, and this does give a minor amount of experience for it. Plus, I'll want it basically as soon as I'm ready to train thieving anyway for like past 60. So I feel like it's worth getting now. Another thing to consider is it's definitely a pretty quick grind, so it's not going to take too much time away from going towards the Questcape. So let's do it. Let's get that thing, get that outfit, I mean. And there we go, that's the last Rogue's equipment crate that I need. I got 5 now. Took around 10 to 12 tries, which I think is about average. Honestly, can't complain at all. Also got just a little bit of agility experience getting me just almost over 69, which is pretty great. And there we go. Full Rogues achieved. Definitely, again, not a requirement for getting the Questcape alone, but a huge milestone on your way to training up your account. Okay, and this is where I'll be until 60 thieving. Should be a nice easy grind, just pickpocketing the Knight of Ardoin here. I am using the Gloves of Silence instead of the Rogue Gloves just to help increase the experience that little bit more. In addition, I'm using dodgy necklaces, which help a ton, and they're super cheap if you're a main account, so definitely worth picking up. It shouldn't take too long to get this done. I'm suspecting maybe about an hour or 2 at the most. Let's go ahead and get it done. Okay, so I'm not quite 60 yet, but there's actually a couple of quests that we need to do that will give me a boost in thieving experience and get me up to 60, so this will be where we stop. I'm also realizing I totally forgot that the Gloves of Silence don't stack with the Ardoin Diary reward, which is a really weird restriction in my opinion. I have no idea why those don't stack. Almost every other thieving boost does, but this one doesn't. So at some point I went back and got my regular Rogue Gloves to get a little bit more money out of pickpocketing the Knights here, but overall this only took like an hour and a half, so nothing too bad. So here's a quest I actually really should have done ages ago, like literally ages ago, and forgot to get to, and that's Tribal Totem. It's obviously a really easy one, so let's get it done really quick. And there's the end of Tribal Totem. Super easy quest, nothing really notable about it. With that, we're going to move right on to the next quest, which is actually going to be Grim Tales. I finally have all of the requirements for this, including a boost with the Dragon Axe. There we go, the end of Grim Tales, and there's that 6,000 thieving experience I was talking about. A lot of other really useful experience here as well. Unfortunately, not really able to make use of it a ton. I guess I could have held off on Woodcutting for 14k XP. But with that, we actually have all of the levels that we need to do Dragon Slayer 2. So we'll be doing that in this episode. But before we get there, there's a couple other small quests I want to knock out. Namely, there are 2 quests that have been added since we started this series that I haven't done yet. So we're going to do those, starting with Land of the Goblins. And there's the Land of the Goblins. Actually, such a throwback quest. I didn't remember just how nostalgic this quest would be. I remember doing this back on RS2 back in the day. I also didn't realize there was AK Thieving experience as a reward from this quest, so I definitely overdid the Thieving just a tiny bit, but no big deal. The Herblore experience is really nice, though. Alright, glad to have that one out of the way, though. Now let's go on to the next one. And that's actually going to be the brand new quest that just came out today, Temple of the Eye. Let's do it. And there we go, the end of the new quest. 5,000 runecrafting experience for that, which would have been really nice to have earlier, but not complaining. I'm pretty excited to try this minigame, but I don't think I will just yet. I'll do it at some point in the future because we don't need runecrafting levels anymore. But that's the end of the easy quests for now. I've got a big one coming up next, and that's going to be Night at the Theater. I've been pushing this one off for far too long, and it's time to get it done. Let's see if I can even do it or if I need to be carried. I'm going to try to solo it, and we'll see what happens. One of the key upgrades I'm going to need for this quest is actually the Trident, and this is probably overdue, but this is obviously one of the most important weapons that you can get for your PVM goals, and that's no exception here. I'm probably going to be buying this once and using it for a long time, at least until I upgrade it to the Shrine of the Swamp. This is going to be extremely helpful. Yes! Woo! There we go, a night at the theater done. What a fun quest, actually. I really enjoyed story mode for the Theater of Blood. It's a fun introduction for sure, and it was a challenge to do it solo, especially with my gear and stats. Completely trash. Cheesed it entirely with the Dragon Crossbow and Dragon Bolts, though. It is a viable strategy for sure. These antique lamps are only good for combat stats, so I'm going to go ahead and throw them into Strength. I feel like that's going to be the most useful at this point. And I get a level out of it, level 70. That's pretty cool. Alright, now a much deserved break. Hey, it's me from the editing floor. So during editing this, I realized that I took almost no contextual clips as to how I actually completed the theater, and I figured that might be useful to some people. So if you would like to see a walkthrough guide of how I actually completed the theater at only 87 combat and 80 ranged, that's something I can make in the future. Just let me know in the comments below. So I've actually had a lot of downtime because I've been working on such a mindless grind on Time Traveler. I figured I should be doing something on this account with the bonus time I get from being able to basically play both accounts at the same time. And I basically settled on doing pest control. If we have a look at the points that I have here, I'm up to 163, so not quite there. The goal is to get the remaining 2 helmets I need, that being the mage and the melee helms, so that I have those for the couple final quests coming up. I'm also up to 66, almost 67 attack from this, which is pretty great. It's just a lot of passive experience while being here at pest control. That said, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a break from this though, and we're going to go ahead and get our next quest knocked out, which is Dream Mentor. Let's do it. There we go, the end of Dream Mentor. A nice and easy quest for sure. Combat Experience Lamp is a little strange for this one. It doesn't let you even pick attack. It's strength, range, magic, hit points, or defense. So I'm just going to pick strength. Might as well. Some extra strength experience will always come in handy. So this actually concludes all the prerequisite quests that we need for Dragon Slayer 2. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that one next. That's a big one though, so I'm pretty excited for it.
No! Not into the pit! It burns!
And there we go, the end of Dragon Slayer 2. What an incredible journey this one was. It was so much fun. I definitely had a little bit of trouble on the boss fight, but surprisingly, the only death I had was because of a stupid error and not because I was out of supplies or struggling in any way other than that one individual error. In addition, I actually struggled more against the regular dragon waves, as range is not very effective against some metal dragons, at least at my current stats and level. I wound up having to pull out the magic to get it done. Nonetheless though, here we are. Quizmaster greets us into the mythical guild for the first time. Dragon Slayer 2 completed. And of course I can't forget to stop back here and charge up my dig site pendant so that it allows me to teleport straight here in the future, whenever that would be. So here we are, on the cusp of the end of Macroefficient main. I can't believe how far we've come in this time, and the fact that it's been almost a year since I started this series. Seriously, thank you so much for all the interest that this series has garnered. It means so much to me, and I'm glad I'm able to provide an interesting perspective on building up a regular old Runescape main. We go ahead and take a look at the progress in this episode. It was primarily just wrapping up a few quests, and then of course the big one, Dragon Slayer 2, and also Night at the Theater, definitely a really big one to get out of the way as well. In total, there are only 4 quests left until we complete the quest cape. Bonus points to you if you can guess which 4 are left in the comments below. Generally speaking, there's not a whole lot of skilling left to do, so I hope to get that knocked out at the beginning of the next episode. We have 1 agility level and a handful of herb lore and construction levels to go. Otherwise, we are totally done with the skilling part of our journey. There's also a couple other miscellaneous items I'd like to knock out next time, so look forward to that. So if we go ahead and take a look at the time required to finish up everything you've seen in this episode, it was actually just about 27 hours, which isn't too bad compared to a couple of previous episodes, but still more than I expected. It took me a little bit of time to get Night at the Theater and Dragon Slayer 2 done, as well as some other background grinding that you've seen. All that said though, it is time for us to part ways. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you look forward to the last one, which will be coming up soon. One more thing before we go though, of course we cannot leave without thanking the channel members who have joined the channel. Your support means so much to me, so thank you so much. And of course, a double huge thank you to our top tier supporters, Tuan Pendrag, One Killer 912, and Peepo Time. That's all for me today. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.